Uh, Father Susai and Dr. Amrita Das, can we start now? It's nearly 11.
In the session.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and dear students. We welcome you to this webinar for class 9 and 10 students. And we are thankful to Dr. Amrita Das, Director and Founder of Institute of Career Studies, which is started in 1985. And dear students, we are very sure that such a dynamic person is there to address your career and your stress today. So it's going to be a very useful and interactive session. Sorry, not interactive exactly, but you can post your questions in the comment section on the YouTube, and Father Melvin will be taking all your questions from there, and he'll be addressing those questions to Dr. Amrita Das on your behalf. But I will request you that please do not post unnecessary messages, comments on the chat box, because then important questions will be missed out. So we welcome you once again, Amrita ma'am. Thank you for conducting this webinar, and also Pooja Ahuja ma'am, who will be assisting her. And I request Father Susai Raj to please propose a welcome address. Welcome everybody. Thank you. Over to Father Susai Raj.
Thank you, Mr. Joshi. Good morning, esteemed members. A hearty welcome to one and all to the webinar on stress management and career guidance and counseling by Dr. Amrita Das, founder and director of the Institute for Career Studies, Lucknow. With immense pleasure that I welcome you all. The idea behind organizing this webinar is to help you to plan your future and be clear about it. First of all, let me welcome our honorable resource person of the day, Dr. Amrita Das, the founder and director of ICS Lucknow.
Thank you.
She is simple in appearance, but a great personality who has been influencing millions of students through her institute from 1985 and continuing her service to the nation more powerfully day by day. You will hear more about her when she will be introduced to you by our Vice President of the Association, Ms. Kalpana Singh. Dear ma'am, Dr. Amrita Das, I extend a warm welcome to you this webinar as resource person.
Thank you. So honored.
I also welcome the office bearers of the Association of Schools for ISC, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. In the panel, we have Ms. Kalpana Singh, the Vice President and also Coordinator of Lucknow Zone A, Mr. Sudhir Joshi, the Secretary of the Association, Ms. Vanita Malhotra, Joint Secretary and Coordinator of Kanpur North, Father Sinoj, Sports Coordinator and Coordinator of Ghaziabad Zone, Father Biju, Coordinator of Meerut Zone, Father Andrew Korea, Coordinator of Agra Zone, Father C.B. Joseph, Coordinator of Gorakhpur Zone, Father Melvin Wilson, Coordinator of Kanpur South Zone, Dr. Zarin F. Rizvi, Coordinator of Allahabad Zone, Mr. Nityan A. Williams, Coordinator of Jhansi Zone, Mr. Jim Thomas, Coordinator of Bareilly Zone, Ms. Asha Singh, Coordinator of Lucknow Zone B. Dear executive members of the association, today's webinar is due to your master brain and your concern towards the welfare of the children of member schools of the association. I warmly welcome you to this webinar. Dear principals and students, this webinar is planned for your benefit. I hope you will benefit immensely from it. The association exists because of your active membership, wholehearted participation in all activities, and appreciation and encouragement to the executive committee. Hearty welcome to you all. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you and wish God's blessings and graces upon each of you and wish fruitful webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
To begin the day, it's always nice to pray to God before we start any event. And I'm thankful to Brother Joseph, Principal St. George's College, Mussoorie, who has prepared this prayer for us, a short video. So I'll start the video.
Almighty and ever-living God, as we come together in a spirit of prayer, we invoke your blessings on this esteemed gathering at this webinar hosted by the UP and UK Association of ICSE Schools and attended by large number of students from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. We pray in a special way for Dr. Amrita Das, under whose guidance and inspiration we entrust the individual brilliance of each child. May this webinar illumine and direct their minds with wisdom to tread the path thou hast paved. May this webinar on career guidance and trust management truly be an opportunity for self-discovery and growth. An opportunity for students to dispel depression and anxiety and blot out negativity and fear. Turn your loving gaze, O Lord, upon the youth of our nation. They carry in their hearts a great hope. Help them to draw strength to build their tomorrow with confidence. We make this prayer in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, brother. I would request Mr. Nitin A. Williams to please enlighten about the work which is being done by this association of Schools for the ISC, UP and UK. Over to you, Sir Nitin Williams. He is our Jhansi zone coordinator.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to our amiable speaker, Dr. Amrita Das, all the executive committee members, principals of entire ICC, ISC schools of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, teachers, parents, and above all, my dear students. I heartily welcome you for this webinar, and I pray to God that may we all receive knowledge and wisdom so that we can prove ourselves to be good citizens of our country. As I have been privileged to speak about the Association of Schools, the Association of Schools for the Indian School Certificate was formed in the year 1960. In due course of time, need was felt for the formation of regional associations. ASISC UP came into being as a regular society on 30th of April 2001, and further UP and UK states came together to form ASISC UP and UK. Association was formed with 13 zones. They are Agra, Allahabad, Bareilly, Ghaziabad, Gorakhpur, Jhansi, Kanpur North, Kanpur South, Lucknow A, Lucknow B, Meerut, Uttarakhand, and Varanasi. The name of the society is Association of Schools for the Indian School Certificate, that is ASISC, UP and UK, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Dear all, the objectives and purpose for which the association is established are like this: to assist and guide members of the association regarding the policies of educational authorities, and in particular of the Council for Indian School Certificate Examination, which is one of the best board national as well as internationally. To assist members of the associations in the solution of educational problems and to foster the spread of educational information and techniques through its meeting and disseminating information on trends in education in India and abroad, on decision of educational authorities which may bear upon its member, to represent members of the associations on educational bodies, to represent the interest of the association to negotiate with and to enter into arrangements with any government or authority, whether supreme, state, district, municipal, university, or other public or private bodies, as it may seem conducive to the promotion of accomplishment of the objects of the association. Our main objective is to bring overall development of every child standing all across Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand of all the ICC ISC schools at district, regional, and national level with literary and sports competition, with the support of all the principals of respected schools, to make all our students mentally, physically fit and to be prepared to face the world. We all executive members stand together with support of the rest of the principals, and we make it possible. Our present executive committee is Father Susai Raj, the president, Ms. Kalpana Singh, the vice president, Mr. Sudhir Joshi, the secretary from Saharanpur, Ms. Vanita Malhotra, the joint secretary from Kanpur North, Father Shinoz K, he's from Ghaziabad, I myself, Nathan Williams from Jhansi, Mr. Jim Thomas from Bareilly, Father Biju UJ from Meerut, Father Sibi Joseph from Gorakhpur, Father Andrew Courier from Agra, Brother Joseph from Uttarakhand, Mrs. Asha Singh from Lucknow B, Dr. Zareen Rizvi from Allahabad, and Father Melvin Wilson D'Souza from Kanpur South. So I heartily welcome you once again, dear students. This is going to benefit you a lot, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Nitinji. Thank you so much. Now, without wasting much time, I will request Ma'am Kalpana Singh to please introduce the speaker to the August gathering. Over to you, Ma'am Kalpana. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Joshi. Good morning to all our dear children of grade 9 and 10 of ICSE, ISC schools of UP and Uttarakhand, their parents, teachers, and all the heads of schools who have joined us for this very fruitful webinar. A very warm welcome to each one of you. It is my proud privilege and honor that I have been given this responsibility to welcome one of the most well-known and illustrious personality in the field of education.
Thank you.
A person who has been very closely working with students for more than 3 decades, not only across India, but even with students of other countries, helping them, guiding them, and ensuring that they choose the right career to move ahead in life. Dear children, it is very important that you enjoy what you're doing in life. And therefore, it is even more important that you make right choices in life, especially with regards to career. And the first step to that is that you choose the right subjects of your choice without succumbing to any kind of pressure of parents, peer group, or society. So to guide you with that, who could be better than Dr. Amrita Das, the most well-known personality in career guidance and counseling. Dr. Amrita Das is a renowned educationist and career consultant. She established the Institute of Career Studies in 1985 and pioneered career counseling and guidance services in India. A multifaceted personality, she serves on the boards of many prestigious public schools and institutes of higher learning. She has been an advisor to the Small Industries Development Bank of India, the SIDBI, Member Steering Committee on Women and Child Development, Planning Commission, the ninth five-year plan, and ex officio director of the State Bank of India. She was recently appointed Member Steering Committee for the implementation of the much talked about NEP, the National Education Policy 2020. Dr. Das has participated in many international conferences. She has visited several universities the world over as a resource person and is a columnist for leading dailies. She has been acknowledged for her deep knowledge, insight, and futuristic vision. She recently organized 2 conferences on education 4.0 and careers 4.0, the first events of their kind in the world. And I hope students and teachers know what 4.0 in education means. Her biography was included in the Who's Who in the World 2015 32nd edition for exemplary contribution in the field of education and career guidance. Dr. Das has been honored with the TCS Woman Achiever of the Year Award. Under her leadership, the Institute of Career Studies has benefited over 450,000 students in more than 1,000 leading educational institutes across the world. ICS has been recognized with the Times Group Award for Excellence in Education. In February 2020, Dr. Das was featured on the cover page of CEO Insights magazine as a trailblazer, guiding the nation towards enlightened destiny. And above all, she is a wonderful soul one would enjoy talking to, with a very pleasing personality.
Thank you.
Today, we are really privileged to have her in our midst to be guiding hundreds of our grade 9 and 10 students across UP and Uttarakhand. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Das.
Thank you
We are
very
extremely fortunate to have you with us in our
much.
midst.
It's my privilege and honor. Thank you.
Over to you, Dr. Das, now.
Esteemed Father Susai Raj, Mrs. Kalpana Singh, Mr. Sudhir Joshi, Ms. Vanita Mehrotra, Mr. Nitin Williams, all members of the executive committee of this august body, coordinators, on behalf of the Institute for Career Studies, I warmly welcome all principals, teachers, parents, students who are attending this session today. I am extremely grateful to the Association of ISC Schools of UP and Uttarakhand for organizing this mega e-program, connecting our hearts and minds to be able to help all students to make informed decisions, thus bringing out the best in them. Heartfelt thanks to you. The association exemplifies leadership, a leadership to ensure excellent all-round education for each student. With the help of the association, we conducted a survey, and very quickly, I'm delighted to inform you that almost 6,000 students of grades 9 and 10 participated in this survey. Your participation on how you would like to make choices about your subjects, about your campuses, about careers, about your future, has given us deep insights about you. And I really thank you all for your genuine, wholehearted participation, which will definitely be reflected throughout my presentation. It'll also help us all, educators and counselors, to personalize our guidance for you so that each one of you is able to reach your goal in life, to be successful, to be happy. So let's discuss more about how to be future ready, how to make informed choices, and how to manage stress. I would like to thank Father Joseph for his beautiful meditative video and prayer, which has put us in an elevated frame of mind to absorb messages and to connect with our innermost self, which is so, so important. We are so connected with internet that we forget to tune into our internet. And Father Joseph, you have given us that space to now be totally connected with ourselves and to discover our true purpose, our true callings in life. Students, the 21st century is your decade. This is the decade in which you will pass grade 10, move into 11 and 12, get into college and university and into a job. And this is the decade which has taken the fourth industrial revolution to another level. So the fourth industrial revolution is driven by artificial intelligence. It has led to a lot of new opportunities. It has led to a convergence of the physical world, the biological world, the world of humanities and arts and social sciences and commerce. So accordingly, the new education policy has emphasized interdisciplinarity of subjects. The silos of art, science, and commerce have been demolished. It's a new world which requires new thinking. In this fast-paced changing world, 85% of the specializations 10 years from now don't exist. So how do we prepare for a future where we don't know what the specializations are going to be? Students, it's like a treasure hunt. And in this treasure hunt, we've got to have clues. And I'll try my best to give you lots of clues so that you can make the choices. But I want to assure you that a universe of opportunities await you. It is unimaginable. The world is your stage. The world is waiting for you. And I say that because of the excellent all-round education you're getting under the leadership of the association, your principals, your teachers, and the deep commitment each school has shown. I also want to share with you a very, very exciting development which I have observed, which I call the power of now. When we were growing up, we were asked, what do you want to do in the future? And we would talk about what we wanted to be. I remember as a child, I met our former and very revered Prime Minister, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru. I was 8 years old. And he asked me, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be a teacher. And likewise, all of us give various answers. So when I said, I want to be a teacher, he says, wonderful. The country, the world needs great teachers. Teachers are the catalyst for making a difference. I remember this as an 8-year-old. And what I want to say is that it's so important to be encouraged to realize your dreams. Here, some of you will say, you want to be engineers, you want to be doctors, you want to be entrepreneurs. But what I want to share with you is that you can start that journey today. You can leverage your talent, tap your talent today, and be that scientist, that coder, that inventor, the entrepreneur, the teacher today. So let me share a few interesting case studies with you. We have with us Samaira, who at the age of 10 founded Coder Bunnies and guided girls on how to do coding. And she started at a very young age. Avantika Khanna is a young entrepreneur, little older than you, and she's developed a trending app on tourism. The whole world is talking about this amazingly creative app, which tells you the stories of the different places that you travel to. Recently, Aditi Singh won 22 lakhs. She's called a big bug bounty hunter. Now, all apps, all computer programs, all cloud computing develop bugs, and they handicap the smooth running of the program. So what Aditi did was she learned cybersecurity on her own, online. She didn't study this in any institution. And she perfected this, found a bug in Microsoft's program, which their engineers couldn't find, which their software experts couldn't find. And she got 22 lakhs. Sarah Rose, at the age of 9, launched her first book co-authored by Paro Anand. It's called The Very Naughty Dragon. So you can also be an author today, a writer and author. Anand Krishna, a student of CMS in Lucknow at the age of 10, started his own school. He would go to school and on coming back, hold evening classes, and many of the students he taught are now in mainstream schools. Here's another very interesting case. Samay Godka, at the age of 16, your age, won 2.9 crores for a science project on a body rhythm, a circadian rhythm. He presented his presentation on this, his findings, his research in San Francisco, and won 2.9 crores. His school won some lakhs, teacher won lakhs. So students, why I call it the power of now is that each one of you have the power to be that star in your field from now. While studying in school, bring out your talent, practice, develop it. You will reach great heights. Don't wait for tomorrow. I also say, you're not leaders of tomorrow, you're leaders of today. It is students who have shown us how to manage sustainable practices, how to be more mindful about the environment, about our surroundings, how to take care of the less privileged in our neighborhood. So students, as a Generation Z, you are indeed a very, very blessed generation with the ability to make a difference from today, with the platforms, the technology to showcase your knowledge. So think about that. Think of what you could do to start this journey and leverage the power of now. So along with that, how do you find your dream job? You don't have to be very specific from today, but you have to keep in mind some important factors that lead to your dream job or jobs. So first of all, identify what you're great at, the subjects in which you get best marks when you put in effort, your hobbies, your co-curricular activities, jot it all down. Often we tend to ignore what we are great at. We kind of say others are better. Well, they have their strengths, you have your strengths. So please take note of all your strengths, what you're best at, and note it down in a book. Keep adding to it. Then identify what you love to do, what you enjoy doing, what gives you immense pleasure and satisfaction. And this should be for any decisions you take. At the intersection of these two will be a rewarding career, where your talents and the worlds come together like opportunities for success. And this is what is going to give you purpose in life, meaning in life, fulfillment and happiness. So keep this in mind. Take a snapshot of it. Keep in mind, you are to actually bring together and focus on your great attributes, what you're passionate about. Often it is said, your passion should be your profession. That is so true. I find it in my life, and I'm sure everyone here in the star-studded galaxy will also endorse it. So keep in mind, it is this that is going to give you purpose and meaning in life, and which is ultimately going to lead to your happiness. So let's look at the process. The process for this is know yourself. This is the beginning of all wisdom. Know yourself. When Alexander the Great was your age, he had a big dream. He went to his guru, none other than the philosopher Aristotle. And he said to him, "Sir, give me one tip that will help me in my mission to conquer the world." His big dream was to be the emperor of the world. Now, Aristotle didn't say, "What a stupid dream. You're only 16. Work on your study of philosophy and history and other subjects. Stop dreaming these dreams." He didn't say that. He said, "Son, know yourself. Know your strengths, make the most of them. Recognize your weaknesses, eliminate them. Know the opportunities that lie ahead of you, and also know the stumbling blocks, the threats, the problems, the difficulties. And the biggest stumbling block we have faced presently is this COVID pandemic. Students, teachers, edu leaders, all of you have come through this as champions. You are the true COVID champions, because education was the first to transform into a digital mode and ensure that there was no disruption. And students, you did your best and have continued to do your best. We've all faced tragedy. It's been an amazingly difficult time. But I would like to say that in adversity, there is opportunity. And the opportunities that you've had of developing your talents online, because of many more possibilities, many more options, has been phenomenal. So fine-tune the choices to your unique frequency of aptitudes, interests, talents, aspirations. This is the essence of knowing yourself. Find out what your aptitudes are, interests are, talents are, aspirations are. And many of you have started on this journey. You have downloaded our app, ICS Career GPS, and we've been getting fantastic responses. The responses we've got is, wow, We discovered what is best in us. Thank you for this app. It is phenomenal. It is fantastic. Students, it gives you a lot of information about yourself. And the next stage, inform yourself. Information is power. The right information at the right time will get you to the right opportunity. So find out about the trends regarding courses, campuses, careers, explore, go off the atlas. Go off the atlas, go beyond, look beyond, experiment, experience. All this will help you to come to informed decisions at every stage, and then plan for yourself with the support of your parents, of your teachers, and focus on the right subject selection, right course, right campus, preparing for future jobs. And this is then what you will also find in the app, a lot of information at your fingertips. So know, inform, and plan. And this will definitely continuously help you to make the best decision for yourself. At this stage, let us see a brief film, and that will give you an idea of all the different questions students have, parents have, and start thinking about how you would respond to these different situations. So from confusion to clarity is what we're going to see. And all of us are confused at every time because of the immense choices we have.
Stars always talk to me. I want to be an astronomer and discover a new galaxy.
Nobody guided me when I was a student. There was so much I wanted to do. Suggest a career so that my child does not have to struggle.
I'm puzzled. Everyone has plenty of advice to give. But how do I know which one is right for me?
I'm so scared. What will happen to careers post-COVID? When will this end?
Are you kidding me? 80 lakhs. We can't afford to make you a commercial pilot. Study aeronautical engineering.
I don't even want to do B.Tech. My dad wants me to do it. I want to be a filmmaker.
We are a family of doctors. We own hospitals. How can you think of becoming a chef?
Confused about choices? With the ICS Career GPS, you can navigate smoothly through mind-boggling career choices. You will be guided to know yourself, inform yourself, and plan for your dream courses, campuses, and careers. Take this magical app journey and talk to our career experts for complete clarity. Download the ICS Career GPS today.
you saw many situations, many glimpses, and I'm sure you could relate to some of them. I would like to share a response I got from a student to the last one. You want to be a chef? We are a family of doctors. So you know what the student replied? That, ma'am, this is exactly what I faced. And I told my parents that as a chef, I would provide nutritional food for your patients. It is the kind of diet that they will get while they are under your care that will expedite their recovery. So what I want you to know is that with any specialization, you can enter the arena of your choice, be it technology and science, be it education, management, design. These fields take multiple specialities. But unfortunately, we have not updated our GPS, our global positioning system. Today, when you visit a city after, say, a year, you find that the landscape has changed. There are newer flyovers, roads, malls, cinema houses, playgrounds, flyovers, and you put on your GPS and you know how to get there in the best possible way. Similarly, the approaches to choosing subjects in 11 and 12, courses in college and university, careers has changed completely beyond imagination. We need to upgrade our GPS. We need to plan from now for the future rather than according to past trends. I'm going to share with you some myths and misconceptions so that you can actually reflect on what's happening in your lives. Unfortunately, even today, there's a hierarchy of subjects. Science considered number one, then commerce, and third position for humanities. And even students who would be excellent at humanities and commerce push themselves into science. Despite very hard work, they become mediocre. I want you to know that each subject is as good as the other. It depends on what you make of it. And I'm going to be sharing more about it. That choice is available from everything. So don't push yourself away from your strength to doing something that will make you mediocre. Where instead of being mediocre, if you made the right subject choice, you could start the journey of excellence. The other misconception is that if you take up physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, all four, you can appear for engineering and medical fields, and it will increase your chances of success. As we all know, engineering is all about technology, and medical fields is all about people. So you have to see where you would fit in. You cannot play a lottery with your life. This is playing a lottery, taking n number of competitive exams and just seeing where the dice takes you to. Don't do that. It has to be a career by choice, not chance. Don't leave your future happiness and success to chance. Then there's another very typical one.
Not getting time for whatever reasons. And there's no point in this. Harming the students, might as well get somebody. So I was
there is another voice coming through. Can I request everyone to mute, please? Thank you. There's another misconception that students who take up physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology must appear for the IIT, JEE, or AIMS or NET exams, as this is the best possible career route for them. Again, a huge misconception. I want you all to know that no longer, students' parents, is this a linear equation of PCM equals engineering, PCB equals medical, commerce equals accountancy or management, and arts, we don't know. I want you to know, and I'll emphasize it, that maximum careers are open from any subject combination. So people who take up physics, chemistry, math, physics, chemistry, biology don't have to go for coaching and tuition. If they don't want to go for engineering and medicine, you may want to go into a specialization related to physics or chemistry or biology. You don't need to take the B.Tech route for that. I'll give you a case study. Shambhavi Singh, like thousands and thousands of students, came into grade 11 with physics, chemistry, math, which she loved, and she joined FITG. FITG is great for engineering coaching. However, she realized that that was not what she wanted. She loved chemistry. She wanted to be in a field of chemistry. So then her parents came with her to us, and they were very, very concerned. And we suggested, after going through all the details about her performance, her aptitudes, her passion, that she should drop out of coaching for engineering, not appear for those exams, focus on the boards, and then plan on doing BSc honors in chemistry, followed by a specialization or move over to anything else she wanted. So she came out of FITG, she prepared well, she got 100 in chemistry. She did very well because her mind was not divided between coaching and boards, got into St. Stephen's. Now, the government of India has a fantastic scheme of encouraging scientific research. From the first year onwards, she got money for research. And she worked closely with the professors of IIT Delhi. So she didn't get into IIT Delhi. She didn't want to be there, but she did high-level research with professors. She then got an Erasmus scholarship to study chemistry in Europe. And she's finally completed her PhD, and she's got a fantastic job with Berkeley, which is Berkeley Labs in USA, which is part of the University of Berkeley. And she has now got a super job with the most trending car company in the world, which uses electricity. And I'm sure you can guess what that is. So she's now going to earn, after her PhD in chemistry, working on, I would say, sustainable energy for the automobile sector. And she's going to earn $1.5 lakh, which is just a phenomenal amount. So any subject specialization students, if you're good at it, can take you to a very successful career. Then a very, very common misconception is that there is more scope for careers in the fields of engineering, medicine, and management than in areas like hospitality or media or design. Not at all. Wherever your talent lies, that is where you're going to have enormous success. Then when it comes to making choices of whether to go for an academic course or a professional course, the pressure on students is go for a professional course because an academic course will lead you to no career as such. And students then opt for academic subjects wherein they may have done very well in a professional field right after +2. There's a major rat race for marks. And that is because some universities just base their admission on marks, and everybody wants to go to the Delhi University. Students, there are many other good universities in the countries today. You don't have to be in Delhi, which is just looking at marks. I also want you to know that Delhi University is now gradually shifting to other ways of selection. But what is important to recognize is that it is your extracurricular activities that will develop your personality, and it is that which will ultimately lead to your career strength. It's not just the marks. And students who have balanced co-curricular activities with their studies have done well, got the marks, and done well in co-curriculars as well. And finally, you can have multiple careers. As a Generation Z, it is predicted that each one of you will have at least 5 different careers in your life. So it is possible to be a doctor who's a musician, to be a person who is a lawyer, but a writer and a social worker, or also an actor. You can bring different building blocks together into your career portfolio, and that will make a difference. As it has been said, a part of me wants to teach, a part of me wants to manage, a part of me wants to write, a part of me wants to design. If I were to do just one thing in life, to push myself into a single role, it will kill off large parts of me. So students, you're so lucky. You're in schools which give you opportunities. You have technology platforms which enable you to really develop along the lines of your talent. And remember, do it right, because the winner takes it all. And I want you to keep in mind that we have to go beyond the stereotypes. Now, what I'd like to share with you is the first part of the research. And you'll be very, very interesting to see how this reflects what I've just spoken about. So when it came to this important question about how confident you are about making subject choices in 11th and 12th, 49% said very confident. And that's excellent, because it shows that you are thinking about how to go about making it and have access to those resources. 43% said somewhat, and 8% said not at all. So it was like almost 50% are sure and 50% are not. And I hope that this discussion today will help all of you to be more sure. Now, what I want you to look at, what is very significant, is that aspect of preferred subject choices. The preferred subject choices, dear students, parents, teachers, is reflecting the biggest misconception of science at top, then commerce, then humanities, and then a combination. So in this case, what we saw was that 49% of the 5,500 plus students want to do physics, chemistry, and math. Now, as I said, each subject is as good as the other. If it gels with you, if it resonates with you, if you have the aptitude, by all means, go for it. But if almost 50% are saying we want to do it, clearly reflects a misconception that you think that PCM or PCB will lead to your success. 25% said they want to do physics, chemistry, biology. 7% said they wanted to do commerce with math. 9% said without math. Only 5% opted for humanities, arts, liberal arts, and 5% opted for a mix of subjects. Now, this is very significant, students. I want you to reflect on it, because the new education policy has brought out interdisciplinarity, a mix of subjects. For example, you can have physics, chemistry, biology, and psychology. Physics, chemistry, math, economics, or history, or anything from any particular subject group. So do think about it, reflect on it, relook at how you're going to make your choices. The next question was, how will you go about making subject choices? Here, you are thinking absolutely like a great counselor. Here you said, would look at high performance, that is 75%, love for the subject, 73%, and career eligibility, 72%. Now, this was brilliant. However, this thought process is not reflected in your thought process of how you would choose the subject. So please, please do relook at it. This is just such an ideal time not to fall into the trap of this biggest prevailing misconception that the only success route is the science route, second best is commerce, and third best, which is often dismissed as nonsense, is arts. Please realize that knowledge is one, and whatever gels with you is going to bring out the best in you. Now, so how do we make the right subject choice? I want you to listen to this very, very carefully and take a shot of it. So you have to make very many important decisions on subject choices. This is how you make the right subject choice. And this is what happens. So take up the subjects that you are best at, and also subjects that you may need to fulfill an eligibility for a particular professional course. For example, you want to be a doctor. You're very good with chemistry and biology, but not with physics. So build up on your physics. By all means, take up physics, chemistry, biology, but build up on your physics. So this is how it will go. Take up the right subject choice, keeping in mind that most careers are open from any combination. What this will do is, and research has shown, it'll develop your mind, it'll develop your intellect. It's a catalyst for your intellectual development. You'll put in effort, you'll get high marks, great performance levels. Everybody will congratulate you. You will develop high self-esteem. You'll feel good about yourself. What is more, you will not have to go for tuitions and coaching, which are so stressful. You'll be able to spend time on your hobbies, on your extracurricular activities. This will develop both a smart mind and a smart personality, leading to great jobs, happiness, and fulfillment. It's a very well-researched model. Please follow it. Please don't come under pressure, as Mrs. Kalpana Singh insisted earlier and urged you to not come under any pressure, parental, peer, or any kind of pressure. And parents, you want the best for your children. I have always found that parents want the best, but sometimes we live our dreams through our children. It's important to live their dreams, to motivate and inspire them to accomplish their dreams. Because every time there's a success story, there's one common factor in all success stories. The person who has been successful says, I could achieve this height because my parents believed in me. My parents always motivated me never to give up. Even if I did not succeed initially, they said, don't mind, put in your best, keep trying. And this is what has led to my success. So parents, you're the most significant person in the life of your child, most significant. And your support can make a big difference. So the start for students of grades 9 and 10 is to make the right subject choice. This is the biggest building block for your future success. Next, we come to the eligibility chart. Remember, I said that in some cases, you need to know what subjects are essential, but this is also going to change. Physics, chemistry, and math is required for engineering, architecture, pharmacy in engineering institutions, merchant navy, and biotech. The good news is for biotech BTech program, you can either have physics, chemistry, math, or in many universities and institutes, physics, chemistry, biology without math. But you will have to do maths as a foundation course when you enter that BTech program. Not many people know that for Air Force, Navy, and commercial flying, that is civil aviation, you need only physics and math. So, with the new education policy advising you to take subjects across the different streams, you can have physics, math, with any other two subjects. If you want to go for Air Force and Navy, it doesn't have to be chemistry if you're not great at chemistry. For most top institutions in India and abroad, for economic honors, you require mathematics. Computer applications, you require mathematics. But another breaking news, many institutions are now accepting students who had computers in 11 and 12 without math. BCom honors requires math. However, as I said, you have to be a possibility thinker. There are places where you can do economics without math or BCom without math. For example, Bombay University and Bangalore University. Physics, chemistry, biology is essential for the medical field, for veterinary sciences, for biotechnology, and so on. So for all the medical and paramedical fields, you need physics, chemistry, and biology. So let's move to the next interesting thought for you. And I once again emphasize, please look at it. Please take a screenshot of that. Maximum careers are open to you from any subject, any combination, because today, in the 21st century, each subject has a specialization which is trending. We will send a copy of this to the association to distribute to all of you, because in that very, very well-researched document, we've got subjects and their career links. So you'll be reassured, for example, that if you study geography, what are the different specializations in geography? What are the specialization in physics and political science, in accountancy? What is more, beyond those specializations, every career is open to you, like banking and management, journalism, law, social work, teaching, everything is open to you. Let me give you an example. The head of the State Bank of India, the chairperson, Arundhati Bhattacharjee, recognized for her financial acumen across the world, did not study economics, did not do management. She did BA honors from Jadavpur University and MA in English. Now, all entrance exams, like the banking exams, management exams, law exams, civil services, army, not Navy and Air Force, take you from any combination. So I want to tell you that the world has changed, the approaches have changed, the very stereotypical compartmentalized approach has given way to interdisciplinarity. So interdisciplinarity is the name of the game. Please keep it in mind. I cannot overemphasize it. So any subjects you take are going to lead to great future possibilities. You just have to be your best at that, do your best, and track the changes in those subjects. Now let's look at something which will again reinforce what I'm talking about. These are careers open from all subjects, each and every subjects, but keep in mind, there are going to be digital transformations in each career field, and this process has been accelerated post-COVID. So for example, in advertising and corporate communication, you have digital marketing. For art and design, it's graphics, it's digital art and design, user experience, user interface. So if you're great at art and design, you could pick up some of those courses online from now. Accounts, analytics, banking, and finance has a close connect with technology and is called FinTech, finance technology. Business management is all about e-commerce. Career guidance is e-career guidance, just like we are doing today with thousands of you connected through the cloud. So this is cloud career guidance now. Civil services has e-governance. Computers and IT, from any subject stream, you can do applications, animations, graphics, even without taking up computer science or physics, chemistry, math. You can go in for high-end courses online from Coursera, from Udemy, from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Even IITs are offering amazing courses absolutely free. Navy and Air Force require physics and math, but for Army, you can go from any subject combination or any subject field. So just see the vast opportunities you have. Then educational field is trending. It's a field which will require a lot of trained teachers and educators, people in technology and management also joining this field. Hospitality sector has had a big dip, and many have unfortunately lost their jobs. But as I mentioned, in adversity, there's opportunity, and a new sector has evolved. A brand new sector has come up called cloud kitchens. And I've been in touch with young people who came out of the institutes of hotel management. They've become part of a cloud kitchen, wherein in a high-tech kitchen, they provide excellent culinary, I would say, recipes. They cook the food, they curate the menus, customize the menus, which are delivered by Swiggy and other such bodies to homes. So it's very personalized, and cloud kitchens has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. So have staycations in hotels. So this has reoriented itself. Insurance, law, mass communication, which has journalism, filmmaking, film editing, public relations. This has also gone on to an e-platform. So you have the OTT platforms today. OTT is called over the top. And Netflix is an OTT platform. Students, all of you have an opportunity to now actually write scripts, make movies, direct movies, edit movies. And for that, you can practice on YouTube. You can put up your films on YouTube. You can put it on Reels, on Instagram, and so on. Psychology is trending. A lot of possibilities in psychology-related fields and specializations. Performing art has also become digital. So performing arts, sports, esports is now big time. Formula One racing went digital. Social work, so much more. Students, everything here is available from any subject combination. Now, another fact, whatever the requirement for the newer fields, you can always pick it up online. 40% credits by universities is being given to students who do online courses. Online courses has become the new normal. It is, in fact, I call it the normal. So 40% credit, can you imagine, will come from online programs. So identify the ones which will help you to really put together the building blocks of your expertise and your talent and your passion. There are careers today that did not exist yesterday, and there'll be careers tomorrow that don't exist today. And here I'm again going to emphasize that we've got to be on a perpetual treasure hunt. Look for clues. So for example, culinary arts now is a standalone bachelor's degree. You can get a BA in culinary arts. You can become a master chef through this degree. You don't have to do a bachelor's in hotel management. It's open from any field. And if you love chemistry, a super specialization is molecular gastronomy. Hardly anybody has heard of it. So when I was talking about molecular gastronomy at La Martyria Boys School in Kolkata, in the audience were parents, and one parent in the middle of my talk stood up and started clapping. So I said, "Sir, you want to say something?" He said, "Yes, I have started a restaurant for this molecular gastronomy where I customize the flavors to a person's choice. And I am surprised that you know about it." So that's that new. Then you have artificial intelligence, robotics, game development and design. It's going to be very trending. It will require people to do the storyboarding, the writing the story, the script, doing the design, and also the technology. Students, game development and design is not about gaming. Gaming is different. And gaming is something which can lead to a career, but not if you're addicted to it. And game addiction is a big problem today. WHO has put it in its book of diseases, and we've counseled hundreds of students who were brilliant, but because of game addiction, their performance dropped, they became irritable, and they had to have a lot of counseling and therapy to come back to normal. Then there's digital marketing. Forensic accounting is where, as an accountant, you do a lot of work like James Bond, investigative work. So you can be a chartered accountant who's a James Bond, CA 007. Combinations are trending. If you, for example, study psychology and economics, or psychology with commerce, you can go into a lovely field called behavioral economics or behavioral finance. Because everything today, all economy, stock markets are driven by human behavior. And the complexities of human behavior, if understood, will help us to make the right decisions when it comes to the economy of a country or of an organization. In law, there are new specializations. So if you love biology and you're thinking about law, you can move from the lab to the courtroom. You can do genetics law. Or if you love computers and you're thinking about law, you can go for cyber law. Web series production is giving opportunities to a lot of talent for acting, movie making, film direction, editing, and so on. So students, you can embark on all of this from today. Remember, it's the power of now. Another very interesting combination is history and math. Very often people feel, oh, history, how can we do anything with history? First of all, history leads to higher order thinking skills, and it's part of the liberal arts scenario, which give you, power of expression, ability to ideate, connect dots. So history is a study of the past to understand the present and predict the future. In a very volatile world, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world, we call it VUCA world, it's very difficult to plan. Now, if you bring in mathematical calculations and considering that history repeats itself, you can then have a more accurate projection of future trends and have a plan A, B, and C, just like the schools are doing for you, where it's going to be hybrid learning and predictions are important. Many statisticians the world over are predicting trends so that we will know when schools can open and when schools should shut. So this is an example of how cliodynamics can help in decision making. So just like you have careers today that didn't exist yesterday, almost every day there's some breakthrough. So let's see the latest breakthrough. You're going to love it, and then we will move ahead. Let us have a look at the latest breakthrough with Sir Richard Branson giving you a message, an amazing message. Watch it closely, because what is going to open up for you are careers in space technology, planet technology, space medicine, space psychology, space hospitality, and so much more. Let's see this.
Good morning, Unity 22. Welcome to Spaceport. Please sign in to the astronaut logbook.
The name's Branson, Sir Richard Branson, astronaut 001, license to thrill.
A deep, lifelong passion for space exploration. That's why Richard founded Virgin Galactic in 2004 with the dream of sending private citizens into space.
3, 2, 1, release, release, release. Clean release. Ignition. Trim complete. Unity is pointed directly up and heading to space. Things are looking great. We are 25 seconds into the burn now, approaching Mach 2.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship with lots of other wonderful adults looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do. Yay!
So we are so fortunate to have opportunities coming our way where science fiction of yesterday is a reality today. So you have flying cars, you have smart homes, smart phones, smart drones. But what I want you to know, you will keep hearing that all these smart technologies will result in a loss of millions of jobs. It will, surely will. But not if you make the right choices, wherein you will be in a position to outsmart the smart technologies. So students, if you can dream it, you can definitely do it, make the right choices. But in this scenario of artificial intelligence, you can't let the robots and the chatbots take over. You've got to outsmart the smart technologies. So finally, let's come to the right course at the right campus, and I'll share with you some more of what the research with you indicated, which showed that your thinking process is just outstanding. So after grade 12, you will have infinite options for right courses at the right campus in India and abroad. And it's important to fine-tune these choices again to your unique frequency. Our app for each and every career field will give you courses in India and abroad. Do look at it, because all of these are hyperlinked to that particular university or college. So I want you to explore from now. Knowledge is power, and that knowledge and information will help you to shortlist and to then see what the next step is going to be. So there are wonderful campuses in India, wonderful abroad, and the best news is there are more seats than students. Education today is no longer a seller's market, it's a buyer's market. All the top campuses from India and the world are coming to your schools to recruit students, to tell you to come to their campus. So you're being wooed today by the best. You don't have to worry. So there are more seats than students. You have choice, but that choice doesn't mean again that you just get into a great campus without looking at the course you're doing. It has to be a combination of the right course at the right campus. If you're in a great campus studying the wrong course, it's a lost cause. But if you're studying the right course at the right campus, you're going to excel. So let's have a glimpse of what you had to say, which is absolutely very, very encouraging and impressive. So when it came to how will you select your college or university, you could give multiple responses, and you had to actually identify 3 or 4 depending on the question. That is why the percentages may seem weird, but this is considering the multiplicity of choices you had. So 82% said they would look at the university ranking. Students, that's a good idea, but the rankings often are sponsored rankings. So while you look at rankings, please consult people about the actual status of the university in terms of its being recognized and renowned. Very recently, the Association of Indian Universities took out a list of blacklisted universities. One of them, IIPM of Delhi, has frauded thousands of students. ICS had gone on record to say it's not recognized. So just don't go by ranking. It's important. Find out more. 75% job opportunities. Great. But here again, I emphasize, if you're great at your subject and specialization, you will not have to look for the job will find you. But it's a good thought. Affordability is an important factor. 53% said affordability. Here, students, if affordability is a stumbling block, remember, there are scholarships and there are bank loans. So if you're looking for the right course at the right campus, look for scholarships, look for loans, don't go to the second best. Safety is very important, particularly in today's concept and context. 44% said safety and 41% said feedback from others. Overall, a very mature response, and I congratulate you all. How will you choose the course? Select the course. That was also very interesting, because here you said what was right. And I want you to correct your earlier markings for the PCM, PCB getting the maximum. It has to be equally balanced. So how would you select the course? Based on my strength and interest. Brilliant, 81%. 65% said based on future job prospects. Again, I say each job will look at a number of specializations, and the job prospects will actually secure your income if you are great at what you do. And you'll be great at what you do if you make the choice that will bring out the best in you. So 65% said based on future job prospects. 39% said parents' advice. Now, parents' advice is immensely important. And once again, I appeal to all the respected parents in the audience to guide their students, guide their children based on their aptitudes, their interests, their talents. You are the best person who knows what they would be great at. Let's not push them into something that does not resonate with them, that will push them down. Then another one here was, how would you choose your course for undergraduate studies? Opportunities for all-round development. Your school has given it to you. You cannot compromise on it. So from your school where you get these opportunities, definitely that's an important point. And I love the way large numbers have said international exposure, global exposure is so, so important. Well done. Now let's go to the next one. This is all breaking news, breaking results, which our team has put together overnight. What are your plans right after school? This was fascinating. Study in India was 46%. Study abroad was 44%, a very large number. And will consider both study in home country was 46%, study abroad was 10%, and will consider both was 44%. I think this is a very wise approach. Very well done. Congratulations to all the students. I mean, collective wisdom has been amazing, and this is a unique trait of Gen Z. You belong to Gen Z. Gen Z or Gen Z was born between 1995 and 2010. And after 2010, we have the alpha generation. So you're the height of Gen Z and absolute brilliance. Next was main reasons for those who selected home country for higher education. This again was amazing. A degree from my home country is just as valuable. Of course it is. In a recent research, it was clearly shown that the alumni from the top campuses of India, of which there are many, have the best jobs globally. So you were right. A degree from my home country, particularly if it's a renowned institution, of which there are many, is just as valuable. I want to stay near my family. A very good point. Especially after +2, you're still very, very vulnerable. It is too expensive to study abroad. Very wise. So if you can get a scholarship, fine. But there are not many scholarships after +2 for the BA or BSc or BTech. Next was main reasons for those who selected to study abroad. Better quality of education, better career prospects, more courses to choose from, definitely much more interdisciplinary, and of course, international exposure. So these were some good ones for studying abroad. And some also said ability to settle abroad. That was another important point. Now we come to how would you choose your career? This again was very, very interesting, because here you have actually echoed what I said in the beginning, and here you have actually discounted the misconceptions. But those misconceptions exist for your subject choices. So I want you to align the two. So career choice, very, very good. I will look at the best fit career for me. Absolutely excellent. Happiness and fulfillment in life. You have echoed what I said. Absolutely super. This is a trait of Gen Z. They want happiness and fulfillment. Parents' recommendation. Parents really, really make a difference. And they're the ones whose direction is so important. So parents, please definitely look at what will bring out the talent and the aptitudes and the passion of your children. Pay package, an important consideration. Again, I emphasize that you'll get great salaries in any field, but you've got to deliver excellence. However, if you notice, pay package is not number one. A few years ago, when I was talking to Gen Y, not Gen Z, and I'd ask, what do you want most in life? They'd say money. So pay package used to be number one. Now, since Gen Z has come in and I ask, what do you want most in life? They say, I want to be happy. So see the change. It has changed so fantastically. So that is really, really beautiful. So can we go to the survey? Let's go to the survey. The last bit of the survey, please. So I'll carry on with this. So happiness and fulfillment and parents' recognition, recommendation. And when it came to sources, what would be the sources for you? So number one was, let's have a look at it. The main sources of making information. This is also very, very interesting. 80% said parents. So what we find is parents' role is extremely important. And the parent's role has to be guided by the latest ways of making the choices in the context of the changes that have happened, which are reflected in education, new education policy. 63% talked about teachers and counselors, and then family and friends was 57%, and it came to Google. I have a thought here. A lot of students are confused because they get multiple sources of what is the best, from cousins, from friends, from people who are close to you, from parents, grandparents. One student said, "Ma'am, I'm confused. My father wants me to be an engineer. He's from an engineering background. My mother says, we need a doctor in the family, so please do your medicine." And my grandfather said, "I was a lawyer who became a judge. I would love to see you on the bench, do law." He says, "Ma'am, I don't want any of these. I'm confused. What do I do?" So I said, "What is it that you want to do?" He said, "I want to have a combination of art and design and management. I want to do product design. I want to be an entrepreneur." So we keep hearing such feedback. So I think the significant elders in our lives have to be more specific. We have to customize to each one of you rather than generalize. So students, remember, fine-tuning the choice to your frequency is the most important factor. It's your life. So you have to be in the pilot seat. Finally, let's come to something that is going to make a difference to your life. We were to talk about how to manage stress. Been through such a difficult time, locked down, confined, not able to meet with friends, and the kind of resilience you have shown and which you have developed is absolutely going to give you remarkable results from now onwards. Because what COVID has taught us, the importance of resilience, the importance of having a growth mindset, of agility, shifting tracks. We used to be told it's the survival of the fittest. Today, it's the survival of the fittest and the quickest. So students, to begin with, the first stress buster is have unconditional positive acceptance and regard for yourself. Never think ill of yourself. You are a beautiful creation of God. You have God-given attributes and talents. Please reflect and recognize them. Set reasonable expectations. It is when we are unreasonable with ourselves and our expectations that we come under unnecessary stress and tension. Time management is important. Plan ahead, list priorities. So what I say is have a list of priorities and then mark must do, should do, could do. So first complete priority 1, the must do's, then priority 2, the should do's, and then priority 3, the could do's. The could do's eat up our time. They're time gobblers. And when you reflect, you will find a lot of the problems we face is because we lost track of time, because we were immersed in the coulds and we neglected or ignored the must. So keep track of your progress as well. So this will help you. Resolve issues before they become crises. Don't carry them with you because it'll lead to a bursting point and breakdown. So resolve issues, express your feelings. Go to people who you trust, who guide you well. Stay away from toxic people. They will put you down. Go to people who are encouraging, understanding, seek their support. List the solutions that come out. Reflect on the solutions. Follow them. Accept things which are beyond your control. It is when we don't accept it that we have a lot of tension. Establish parameters for saying no. And say that no politely. Sorry, I can't do this now. I need to rest. Address both your positive and negative emotions. Don't suppress either. So the positive emotions should be enhanced. The negative emotions should be tackled. And kindly look into how you can tackle those negative emotions of fear, of stress, of anger, of hate. So focus on your strengths and tackle the weaknesses. Very important. Celebrate your victories. You know, I was a very shy student and a very embarrassed student, especially when I was complimented. So if somebody said, wow, you topped, excellent, I'd say it was a fluke. I don't know how it happened. I turned lucky. Till one of my teachers said, Amrita, why don't you accept where you've done well and just say thank you? Why do you make excuses for your success? And that is one lesson that helped me to reorient my attitude towards myself and my successes. Healthcare and self-care is of utmost importance, and we've learned how essential this is because of the COVID crisis. We've got to build our resilience. And how will we do that? Regular exercise. We have to exercise. So during lockdown, walking at home, running, skipping, sufficient sleep is important. Minimum 7 to 8 hours sleep is very, very important. And we say that it's not the number of hours so much as the quality of that sleep. Nutritious diet, a balanced nutritious diet is a must to again help you with building up your, I would say, resilience to diseases, building up your stamina, building up your energy. And exercises also releases happiness hormones. So relax, recharge, play games, listen to music, have hobbies, meditate. See how beautiful the meditation was today. It put us in a different frame of mind. Creative pursuits, these are so, so important because dopamine, which is a happiness hormone, is released when we do this along with other happiness hormones. Practice empathy, gratitude, forgiveness. You know, there's something which is very interesting, and it is called a helper's high. When you help people, when you reach out to people, when you thank people, you forgive people, again, you have a great sense of satisfaction and joy, and that is very, very important for your overall well-being. It's a big stress buster. Finally, believe in yourself. So, so important. Believe in yourself. Have a positive, I can and I will. I can and I will succeed attitude. So if you keep these very, very practical points in mind, students, and practice these daily, you will be able to handle stress. And these are the best stress busters. So finally, keep in mind some employability skills which develop from school, your social quotient, emotional and creative. So understanding people, reaching out, interacting with them in a very positive way, thinking out of the box. Spiritual quotient is something that will be the foundation of everything we do, because a high spiritual quotient will give you that extra plus ordinary, I would say, ability. Extraordinary. The ordinary will become extraordinary with a strong spiritual quotient, which comes with connecting with your inner net, which comes with meditation, which comes through prayer. Tech quotient, keep in touch with the latest technologies. And of course, intelligent quotient will grow. Your mind will develop through the right subject. So intelligent quotient develops by taking the right subject choices. And with that, I come to the end of my presentation, and I would like you to now anticipate, prepare, and lead the change. You're a generation that can lead the change. So anticipate, prepare, empower yourself with self-knowledge, knowledge about subjects, careers, courses, and lead the change as a leader in your field, as a leader of society, as a leader of the nation and the world, transforming it for the goodness of all. With that, thank you all. It's been wonderful being with you. I now open it up for questions and answers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amrita Das. It was a wonderful session, and I'm very sure students must have got answers to a lot of their questions. And Father Melvin was noting down all the questions that came up during the address. And I'll request Father Melvin D'Souza to please start the question answer session. Father Melvin is our zone coordinator from Kanpur South. Over to you, Father D'Souza.
Thank you, sir. We have several questions. First question, Samin Rahmani, what subject shall I study to become a designer of cars?
Designer of?
Cars. Vehicles.
Design of cars. All right. So if you want to be a car designer, you can do product design. And to go for product design or industrial design or car design, you can come from any subject combination. But you should be great at design, at conceptualizing. So practice your art and design. Practice this through designing cars from now and designing different products. So you have courses of product design at design institutions like the National Institute of Design, like Shrishti, but you also have design courses at IITs, and they're open to students from all subject combinations. So product design, industrial design, automobile design is your area. You can go from any combination, but hone your designing skills from now.
Thank you. Next question that we have from Krishna Pandey. By taking science stream, can we become an IAS officer? Is it necessary to take humanities for the career?
For becoming a civil servant, for becoming an IAS officer, you can come in from any combination, any subject. So take up the field where you will excel, because it's a competitive exam. So I'll tell you the format. So once you know the format, you realize how the exam is structured. There's a preliminary exam which doesn't have any subject. So preliminary exam is like a general mental ability test where there's a lot of general knowledge. Now, once you've passed that, you come for the main exam. The main exam has general studies and one subject. So that subject should be the subject that you've always done well in, and it can be from science, from arts, from economics, commerce field, management is there, engineering is there. There's a very big list of subjects. So having said that, take up science if you're best at it. And when you go ahead, keep in mind a fallback option, because there are limited number of seats. So you should have a safety net of a career backup support which is closely aligned with you. So if you've done PCM, for example, or PCB, take up a science career of your choice and also appear for the civil services.
Next question that we have from Renu Gupta. I want to become an actress. What shall I to become a good actor?
So a lovely question, and I get this question from so many people, and I got it from Kareena Kapoor also when she was in Welham Girls School. And she said, Dr. Das, I want to be an actor. And at that time I said, you have to really be good at it, but you should have family in the field to get the easiest breakthrough. She says, I belong to the Kapoor family, the famous Kapoor family. So I said, fine. But my message to all of you is, and to many actors that we have launched, you have to practice this art. So take part in school plays, then join theater groups. So practice makes perfect. Now, you may not get a breakthrough straight away. So while practice makes perfect, have a fallback option. And I would say this for all careers where you have talent, practice that talent, develop that talent, and wait for the breakthrough, have a related fallback. So let's give you an example of a student who did not have family in this field. His name is Ashish Kapoor, and he was at the Doon School. So what I recommended is keep taking part in plays. He did it at the Doon School. Then he joined Bombay University, Jai Hind College, where he studied economics, and he took courses in acting at the Actor Prepares. So there are two very good institutions, Actor Prepares and Whistling Woods in Mumbai. Then he started acting in commercials, and he got his first breakthrough in Qurban. And his latest film was Khule Asman Ki Or. So I would suggest keep practicing. Now there are two top-notch institutes you can go for acting. One is National School of Drama, and the other is Indian Institute of Film and Television in Pune. So for that, you have to prepare very well. But other than that, they're private institutions where you can train as an actor, but have a fallback.
The next question is regarding stress management. Kashan wants to know, I'm irritated with online classes. I'm stressed and even losing sight. What shall I do to overcome these problems?
It's a very real problem. And I fully empathize with you. I spend a lot of time doing webinars, and I have experienced your problems. I have experienced Zoom fatigue, and I have experienced red eyes, watery eyes. So you have to actually take a quick break, and most courses which are online tell you to now look up. So move away, look up, squeeze your eyes, rub your palm, it's called palming, put it against your eyes and take breaks. Don't just sit in front all the time. So you can also listen by keeping the screen off. Exercise, walk. So take breaks and keep the screen off, and don't then overdo the online activity for watching movies, for example, or playing games. So you got to balance it out.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question by Shubha Jindal. How to convince our parents about our career choices?
I love that question. I get it from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And as I said, parents want the best for their kids. So sometimes parents don't know the changes that have happened. And now that I'm connected with the schools and you have such wonderful teachers and counselors, I would suggest that your parents have a wider discussion with the school, with counselors, and understand where you are coming from. Also, if you are actually able to convince them through your own results, showcasing your marks in a particular subject, your talent and flair towards something, and you tell your parents that you're going to make them proud of you, convince them, they want to support you. In some other cases, what we recommend is go to a person in the family who understands the career scenario and request them to be part of the family conference. So ultimately, parents do want the best for you. You'll be able to convince them, take wider support.
Next question by Aisha Nas. How can we know that we are fit for a particular stream?
Actually, the best way you know you're fit for a particular stream or a combination of subjects is your class performance and your marks. Very often we have a command over the subject, but we are nervous at the time of exams. We don't deliver results. The entire assessment system is changing. So if you have a command over the subject and you're able to get marks, maybe not top marks, you have to improve marks by smart study methods, but you will know that you put in effort and you get good marks. You love the subject, you have a command over it, you read far beyond the textbooks. That is how you know.
Okay, we have Sunita asking, I want to become a journalist. How should I prepare? What subjects should I take?
For journalism, you can go from any subject, because remember, we have journalists who are political journalists, science journalists, sports journalists, economics who are journalists, legal journalists. So you can go from any field. When it comes to being an editor of a newspaper, there are top-notch editors who come from art, science, commerce fields. But you should have power of expression. You should be able to write well, have a logical mind, have very good general knowledge and assessment of what is happening in the country, around you, in society. So start by writing for the school magazines and keep updating your general awareness, general knowledge, talk to people, get to know what's happening. That's how you become a great journalist. And you can have two routes, BA, BSc, BCom in the subject of your choice, followed by a master's in journalism, or you can straight away move to bachelor's of journalism or bachelor's of mass media with journalism as a specialization.
We have Rajni Toma asking how to manage multiple tasks because we have so many works to do as we study.
I love that question. And I often have asked myself, how do I do it? And the way I've done it is to prioritize, to actually list what has to be done, and then decide what needs to be done straight away, allocate time for it. And once it's done, cross it out. So keep tracking your priority list. That'll help you. So have a list and definitely keep in mind that you've got to have mind breaks, time to relax, because you come back refreshed.
We have a question from Harshvardhan Singh. I want to become a judge. What subjects shall I take?
Again, Harsh, you can go from any subject combination. And the good news is that today the national law schools offer a number of integrated 5-year courses. So there's BA LLB, BSc LLB, BCom LLB, BBA LLB. So you have choices. So one is a 5-year route of going through a law course or starting with a subject that you're best at, doing that economics, political science, history, whatever, and then a 3-year law course. So after 10 years of practice as a lawyer, one route is that you can become a judge. You're invited to the bench. The other is there are exams like the PCSJ exam. So you take the PCS judiciary exam and then you enter the service wherein you can become a judge. So there are multiple pathways.
Next question from Prakash Kumar. I want to be a poet. I'm from the family of doctors. They want me to be a doctor. What shall I do?
So I'm sure you loved what I showed you in that movie. So first of all, you can be the poet today. You don't say, I want to be, you are a poet. So your poetry should be sent to the school magazine. You should have a blog where your poetry are there for people to read. Do poetry reading on YouTube and become a YouTube influencer and have a particular career that will also earn you money. So if you love poetry, you can be a creative writer, you can go into the field of journalism, script writing. What is trending today is digital content writing. So develop digital content. You can start earning from now. So as you're imaginative, as you have a flair for writing, go for any career which will require writing and excellent communication skills.
After watching the movie of Richard Branson, we have Manu Avasti wants to know what subject shall I take to become an astronaut?
Wonderful news for you students. Anyone can be an astronaut. Anyone who goes into space is an astronaut. So any subject. But more specifically, if you want to be someone who's into the flying field, a pilot, physics, maths, computer science are very important because these subjects will help you to understand the instrumentation that you have. Though most of it is automated, most of it is fly-by-wire, but physics, chemistry, maths, computers will get you into the technology side. But as I said, there's space medicine, space psychology, space tourism, space architecture. So many fields will take you there. Let me tell you, in NASA, there's a large number of people who are from the humanities background. And there's a trend that tech companies are absorbing 20% who studied liberal arts. That is a mix of subjects. Why? Because it has been found that they are very creative, they're Imagineers, they think out of the box, they have power of expression and people skills. So it's all about high touch before high tech. So these are the people who humanize the robots and the chat box. So every field has scope and specializations which will take you into these arenas.
We have Hahana Sharma asking, which college is the best for mass communication?
Best college for mass communication, there are actually many. So at the bachelor's level, I would recommend the Bachelor's of Mass Media program, which you have in Bombay University. So Xavier's, HR, Jai Hind, Sophia, they have Bachelor's of Mass Media. Then in Bangalore, you have Christ, which offers Psychology, English and Journalism, or Psychology, English and Communication. And so does Kamal College and Jyoti Nivas. These two are for girls. Delhi University has BA Honours programs in journalism, which are very good, for which there's an entrance exam run by the NTA, National Testing Agency. So there are many places where you can do bachelor's in journalism, but these are the best.
We have Parul Avasti asking, I love maths, but I don't like physics and chemistry. What is my future?
There are a lot of careers and specializations for people who have a maths background. So for instance, actuarial science is one very big area for people who take up mathematics. So is financial engineering, where you use math and mathematical calculations to predict future trends. And then I talked about cliodynamics. And math is required for economic honors, BCom honors. It's useful for management, useful for finance. So take up math with the subjects that you love. Definitely have math, but the other three subjects should be subjects that you enjoy studying.
Rama Singh wants to know, I want to become an IB officer. What stream shall I choose?
For an IB officer, any subject you can go through. As I told you, these exams are open to people from any subject combination. And that is why you're such a lucky generation. You do well in your subjects and you can get into a really infinite variety of careers. I showed you that limited eligibility chart. That's the only thing that limits you. And let me tell you good news. the NTA is going to change that also. So latest breaking news, which all of you will love, that if you decide later that you want to do engineering and you didn't have PCM, you don't have to show PCM on your mark sheet. You have to pass that exam, which shows that you could have learned physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology through any open source, but you have to have competency. And that competency knowledge will be tested, not the fact that you did it in the boards. It's going to be opening up for all.
We have the last question. Anmol Tiwari, I want to do computer engineering as well as a business. What shall I do?
That's a lovely question. So Anmol, first do your computer engineering, and after that do an MBA. While doing computer engineering, take up courses related to digital commerce, digital marketing, analytics, which will help you with business. So I would recommend that you study engineering first, build up your management competencies, take part in internships where your management skills will be honed further, and ultimately do an MBA. So your two building blocks will be engineering and management.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering all these questions.
It's been a pleasure, Father, for collating them so beautifully. And I'm sure each question had many others, but I hope all of them have been answered by now. And I'd like to assure the students that you can be in touch with us. We will guide you. We will answer your questions. And if you've downloaded our app, you will find it has a lot of important information, because there's a section where you can explore whatever field you're interested in. Very briefly, information is there for you. So make the most of it, and it's a free app. Thank you. Mr. Joshi, you're mute.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Father Melvin, for doing this job so wonderfully. It was a last-minute assignment. And thank you, ma'am, for taking up all the queries and very patiently answering them. To end it all, I would request our Zone Coordinator Lucknow, Ms. Asha Singh, to please propose a vote of thanks. Asha ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. And good afternoon, everyone. And on behalf of all EC members, I would like to thank Dr. Amrita Das, who through her knowledge and a vast experience in the field of education, gave our children the vital details and guidance about choosing subjects in higher classes and then pursuing their dreams. Children, you are at an age where you get a lot of peer and parental pressure while choosing your subjects in order to establish a career. Sometimes you tend to get confused, but I'm sure that through this webinar, most of your queries must have been sorted out. And now you know that your choice matters. Webinars remove all the doubts from children's mind and help them focus on something they really wish to do. Thank you, Dr. Das, once again, for your guidance and for the precious time you took out for us from your busy schedule. And it was really wonderful listening to you, listening to all that you shared today. And thank you so much. And I would also Pooja Ahuja for her assistance in conducting this webinar so well. And in the end, I would like to thank all the principals, teachers, students, their parents for joining us today. Thank you so much. Thank you and take care.
Thank you once again. It's been an enormous pleasure and privilege and delight. And it has been something that is beyond my imagination, that through this wonderful association, we could reach out in meaningful ways to so many students and parents and teachers. And I must congratulate you for organizing this to perfection. And once again, I would say that I could feel that everybody was closely connected through hearts and minds, and that is the uniqueness of your association. This ethos was reflected in the webinar and its organization. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We had a wonderful session, and I am sure the students also must be happy, and I am very happy to tell you at a time there were about more than 9,000 students attending this webinar. So thank you all EC members for your help and support in conducting this webinar. And once again, thank you so much, Dr. Das. We had a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Mr. Just.
Yes, sir. Yes, Father.
So, ma'am, thank you very much. And I would like to thank Mr. Joshi on behalf of rest of the EC members. He has very well managed the technical part, and so smoothly it went. Both the Zoom meeting as well as the YouTube link was perfectly functioning. And Mr. Joshi, hats off. And you are a high-tech man. On behalf of all my other executive members, I thank you sincerely. And we wish that through you, the association scales the heights. And God bless you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for the kind words once again. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And
God bless you. Bye.
See you again day after.
Yes, look forward to day after. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank you.